Hello, welcome back, guys. We're here today to do another podcast of church culture.
Yes.
These are the guys.
Welcome, everybody.
Hello.
Your favorite podcast.
Just Sandra's. That's it.
If she's still listening, I don't know.
Probably
Is
not.
she still listening?
I don't know. I haven't asked.
There goes our only listener.
So,
All right, where are we at?
we're still in numbers. Let's see.
Number? Hashtag?
Numeros. We last left off talking about the Nazarites. The Nazarites. And now...
Nazarite.
Nazareth. Yeah, remember? I remember.
The people that were...
I don't think we're in.
Separate?
They're in even. Oh, the
Yeah.
Nazarite law.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
They're
you meant like
specific
the
people.
Nazarite.
Oh, no. Sorry.
Oh, we finished with your favorite song.
Oh, yes.
Itos hijos. Itos hijos.
Y los huercos.
Mm-hmm. So how did we start off? We ended with his song, and then we went to what? There was a couple chapters
song.
of.
No, we ended that. We're started in 7.
No, I know, but 7
Oh.
started off with like what? More rules,
Yeah.
more housekeeping
Offerings
stuff.
at the dedication of the tabernacle.
Mm-hmm. What else?
Levites. I guess they were
They were set up. They're being set apart
right.
at this
They have
point.
to be more holier than
Thou.
everybody else. Oh, and they get to celebrate the second Passover.
Mm-hmm.
So it's year 2 in the desert. Or no, yeah. Okay.
It's funny. It's cool, but funny, I guess, at the same time. How some couldn't celebrate the Passover because they were unclean. So they went to Moses and they basically told him, hey, we're unclean because of a dead body. Well, how should that stop us from celebrating this? And so basically Moses told him to wait, 2 weeks, right? Or 2 months?
I think it was a month.
Before they
They
could
have to wait
celebrate
a
it.
month. Yeah, they have to be clean, and then wait to be unclean. I guess just the time, right? They have to wait a certain time, and then they can go back and celebrate it. So it's basically a rain check. That's pretty much like 8 through 10 is basically just explaining that the how the Levites were instructed to be more holy, right, than the rest of the people. They had to be more set apart, I guess. Yeah.
I guess their second in command, would be the judges, or not the judges, how do you call them? Not the popes, but
Priest.
there you go, the priest. I don't know why I'm thinking of the priest. Because they had to be even holier to go to the Holy of Holies, and then the Levites still had to be. And then the people. It
Yep.
was like a 3-degree type of thing.
Yep. So then we're going up to 11. This Israelites start getting more. They start going back to
Their old ways.
their old ways. Now they demand meat.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be carnivores.
Because apparently
Quail?
heavenly manna isn't enough, so they want quail. Have y'all tried quail?
Isn't that just pigeon?
It's pretty good. Baking wrap quail is really good.
Tastes like chicken.
Yeah, you can't tell the difference. They're itty bitty.
Hmm.
One time, Tony invited me to barbecue some quail. It was had a bunch of
You mean pigeon?
quail.
Isn't it the same thing?
I don't know, but it was good. So pretty much, they asked for meat. God was like, "All right,
I'll
careful
give you
what
meat.
you wish for." So they had so much, it started rotting.
It reminds me of that episode of the Simpsons. This is an old one. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Which one?
Where he overfeeds, like he wants the donuts, and then he overfeeds them. He just gives them more and more when he wants until he just no more, and he just has his mouth open.
Oh, Homer, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he's just feeding it to him. That's what kind of
anymore.
like God kind of said, like, okay, this is what you want. He just like over like
Yeah, because he even said that they ate so much that it started coming out of them.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but it's crazy, right? How I think I would assume it's like I don't know. I try to think of there's like this situation in middle school where the teacher gave us all a Christmas present, right? It was like our advisory class. Remember those? Where it's like homeroom,
Mm-hmm.
where you just come into the room and it's the same people you have it after first period.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same group of people, right? It's like your homerooms, whatever. So it was just a few of us, and then so she gave us this she gave us our presents, and it was I don't know if y'all remember those skateboard tech decks.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And me, like an idiot, I sold it to one of the people there. He gave me $5 for it. And I don't know, I don't know, maybe she saw. Maybe she's kind of like disappointed. But that's how I relate this to the Israelites, that God has give them something, is feeding them, guiding them, but they still reject them and they want something else. More. They want more of what they want.
I think too the thing that gets them more upset too is that how they're asking him. They already seen so many things instead of asking him, God, can we, we appreciate this, we thank you, but can we have some meat? It's just like they're asking they like they're in charge of like they deserve it. Instead of asking, yeah, like entitled. Instead of asking like, God, can we have something else or something? Especially after seeing all the miracles and all that. Instead of asking, like, no, they're telling them like we're entitled for this. Like why don't we have that? Instead of like with the humble heart and asking them, I think that's what gets them a little bit more upset.
Yeah, I can't imagine what. I would assume he's like God is kind of embarrassed, but also disappointed in them that they don't like the things that he already has given them. And I don't know. I think I'd be kind of like sad or disappointed too that the kids that I gave all these things to, they don't want, or they don't appreciate what they have. That's probably more like it. But yeah, I mean, so I think I don't know. Do you think I was being petty? Like giving them so
I
much?
think so. Yeah.
Like, oh, you want quail? I'll give you quail.
Yeah. Because I don't know if y'all have experienced it, but like when you're, because I notice you got to be specific with God when you pray. So I don't know if y'all have like ever prayed for something and then it comes to pass, but it's not how you expected it. Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that. Like with whiskey, I was like, Lord, please give me a German Shepherd. I wasn't specific. Now I got a German Shepherd that's broken. He's on crack. You gotta be specific. It's true. It's true.
So you have to be specific.
With God, yes.
Moving right along.
Miriam.
Medium.
What you do?
She opposed Moses. I think she was jealous.
Wait. So I think a little thing before that. A lot of the leadership was getting. It's kind of in the same vein that a lot of the leadership was questioning Moses because supposedly he was the only one who could talk to God. So God said, "You know what? I'm going to come down to you. Go to the tent of meeting and bring all the leadership." And then so as soon as he gathered them up, God comes down, right? And then he gets into Moses. The Spirit gets into Moses, but he also gets into the leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And so now they know that God also revealed himself to them so that they wouldn't question Moses anymore. Because they all felt the same thing. I would assume that they they were like, well, I mean, how do we know it's true if God only talks to you, right? So now that they have experienced him, like, oh, okay, we get it now. Since we felt the Spirit of God, right? So now he goes, that Moses says that he wishes that everyone was a prophet. What do you think?
Well, I think that's where the faith comes in. He has questioned the people that are speaking for God, especially nowadays. But I think you should have faith to trust but verify, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like for a pastor that Abraham loves, Mike Fraud.
Wow.
Wrong.
Wow. But not just with Mike Fraud, but with like any pastor,
That's like his
person,
name now.
preacher, trust but verify what they say, because it's not always
Well, I think that's any
JP
pastor.
only listens to perfect pastors. So
exactly.
That's any pastor, any church.
Yeah. Do you think they were right in questioning Moses, or do you think they were lacking in faith?
well, it's all in the circumstance. Like, look where they are. Like, if all those things were mounting up on you, you're leaders. You're the leadership, right? So you have people under you, and people under you are complaining like crazy, and then you don't have the answers, so you have to go to Moses, and then he doesn't give any answers until he has to go to God. So you're frustrated. So like, yeah, of course it's gonna challenge your faith. Why wouldn't it?
But I think the Israelites were different because they saw everything that God offered and they were still kind of theatricals. I don't know.
They're spoiled, entitled.
It makes me wonder. I wonder if God, that's why He doesn't do that this time. You know how like He did so many miracles back then, and they still didn't listen to Him, and they feel like they got it worse than us. Like He doesn't want us to go through that where we see everything, then we deny Him, and then He's gonna like our punishment will be worse. You know what I mean? Because even if we deny Him or people don't want to listen to Him, it's faith based. Like you know what I mean. Unlike the Israelites were, they saw pretty much God in every way and form, and they still didn't do what He wanted them to do. That's how a lot of them died and stuff like that. Because you know,
I think it's even more simpler than that. Like, God already tried with miracles and signs and wonders. So he's like, okay, that didn't work. So let me just hold back even more. Let me send my son to die for everybody.
yeah, it reminds me of the story that Jesus said. The rancher guy, the jordanero. I forget. I don't know what's in English. But I'm assuming the rancher. Where he said he sends the servants, and they don't listen to him, and then he sends his son, and then they kill him. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So Miriam,
Yes. So Miriam's like, I think it started with the woman he was married to, Cushite wife, but I think she was just trying to make up something to, like, to criticize him and to, like you were saying, like criticize his leadership. And after that, after she did that, God put she got leprosy, I guess, from insubordination. I don't know. And then Moses, as the good man he is, he prayed for her to be healed, and God healed her. But
well, I guess it's a lot more deeper than that. But
I'm just giving the summary.
so I would assume it comes out from all the frustration, and since they really can't accuse Moses of doing anything, they go back to criticizing, or they go to criticize his Egyptian wife. So that, oh, because of her, like you should have married within the peoples, whatever. But you're out here, so she's the reason why. But it's all just a projection of
They needed
the
somebody
frustration.
to get their anger out on.
Yeah, they need a scapegoat. So she gets that perceived,
Mm-hmm.
and she has to stay out
For 7 days.
and so she messes with the Passover. No, not the Passover. Sorry, she messes with them continuing on because they have to wait for her to
Yeah,
be healed.
they couldn't move on until she
Yeah,
was healed, right?
so she had to go outside the city, be there for 7 days, and then she got healed, and they could move on. Women. Anyways, so then Moses, he gets the 12 spies to go out and inspect the land of Canaan to see what they find. And man, this is just crazy. It's so they come back, right? 10 of the people, 10 of the spies were like, no, we can't do this. Like, there's giants,
But they say Nephilim too. They started fear mongering.
But so it also could be that there weren't any Nephilim. It's just that
That's the term they use.
no, not even that. They just made that up so that they won't go into the land.
Mm.
I don't know. I mean, it could be real, but also they probably exaggerated so much. So the only people that came back saying that they could do it is Caleb and Joshua, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say the land is good, and so the Israelites want to go back right to Egypt because of what the spies were saying. So obviously God gets mad, right? And Moses tries to intervene for them again to God, saying, "Hey, like, don't listen to them. They're stupid, whatever." But then God, he's so mad that he sends the plagues on the people that doubt it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm thinking that this is God's attempt to, because he tells them, right, that you will stay in the wilderness for 40 years.
Yeah.
1 year for every day that, 1 year for every day that what? Yeah. Forgot that.
I forgot.
But yeah, so 40 years.
Oh, for 40 years, 1 year for each of the 40 days you explore the land.
There you go.
You will suffer for your sins.
Yeah. And I mean, so that means that he wanted to kill off all the generation
The old generation.
that doubted that God could bring him into the promised land. But that's crazy, just because you didn't believe.
But it's like they've been not believing. What was the turning point for God, I guess?
Yeah. You can expect that for people that haven't seen that, but since the beginning, since the get-go, God's been showing his hand like huge on them, and they not even once have they like, oh, well, God got us out of this mess. He can get us out of the next one then. No.
He just had enough, I guess.
I mean, I would be mad too if I send 12 people to see the land that the rest of the people are going to, and 10 of them come back saying, no, we don't want it, and start making up stuff. I'd be mad too. He has a reason.
So then, because God told him, all right, you're going to be there 40 years, these numbnuts go out and say, no, sorry, we'll go and take the land. Come on, let's go, everybody. Let's go take that land.
Conquer it.
And what happened? They got defeated.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them died too. So there you go. When you try to
fight a battle without the Lord.
Yeah, and then it's more of the fact that, oh, now you believe me? Now that you're all gonna die, now you want to take it? Like I was gonna bring you into the land with me. But you didn't want that. Now you want to go by yourself just because I told you that you all are all gonna die here? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like they believe more of God's wrath than his grace.
Ooh.
Right?
What's easier to believe, his grace or wrath?
Well, after the fact, in hindsight, his wrath, because it takes faith for the grace part. But all in all, God still promises to bring them into the land. It's just not going to be with the people that doubt it.
It's going to be the new gen. It's the new peeps. The young peeps.
So don't doubt, Manny.
Mm-hmm. Try not to.
So then there's even more drama. God, it should be a novela series.
There is one.
La Rosa de Moses.
It's got a Josue.
So this dude in Korah decides that he wants more power because he doesn't have enough.
Just like something we've seen in the beginning.
Yeah. So he tries to do a coup on Moses, bringing his peeps. So then Moses finds out, right? Then I think he wait, does he go to where he's at? Yeah, I think he goes to where him and his family were staying, and he tells them to come out. He goes, if you really are against God, let the ground open up and swallow you up.
Oh, yeah. And then the ground opens up.
Oh, that's right.
So all the Korah's family die. They get swallowed up by the ground.
Wait, we totally skipped where the person who broke the Sabbath, where he got he was stoned, right? Put to death outside the camp.
I think that was part of it.
Was it?
Oh,
No,
that
it was
before?
before that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's right here.
Yeah, a man was found gathering wood on the Sabbath day,
Oh, that's right.
and then he was put to death. Dang, it was that serious.
It's like God's telling them take a rest, they relax, and people still don't want to relax. And then you tell them to work, and then they don't want to work.
Sounds like Democrats.
So it sounds like God's like, you trying to give them a day to relax. They don't want to. You tell them to work, and sometimes they don't want to. So it's like, where can you win?
So what's after the swallowing of the people that wanted more power?
Well, remember we read Psalms 90.
Oh yeah, we dipped into a psalm.
The oldest psalm. It says, because Moses wrote it, and he was basically like talking about, like mainly praising God and thanking Him, and still believing in Him and stuff like that. I liked it. Psalms 90. I think his only psalm.
Psalm 90. Is that the song we sing?
Is it? I don't know.
I gotta read it in Spanish.
Yeah, I gotta read it in Spanish.
Because I remember we sing it in Spanish. I don't
know English.
Wow.
I don't.
So, like, including the Korah's family and all the people that
Died from the plague.
died from the plagues, it was like 14,000 people who died. And they were trying to blame Moses for the deaths, right? Because they even said, like, we don't want to go near the tabernacle because we're just gonna die.
Yeah.
So why even? So then Miriam dies.
Did.
Good riddance. And so now the Israelites are walking through the wilderness again, and now they're complaining that they're getting thirsty. And I can just imagine Moses, right? So just frustrated. He's making sure that God doesn't kill them all while also fighting their stupid complaining. And so a guy was like, okay, Moses, look, just tell this rock or speak to this rock so that the water can come out of it.
Well, no, I think it was the staffs and then the rock.
The what?
The staff. God told to put all 12 staffs, and then I'm gonna choose one, and then you're gonna use that one.
No. So the staffs was for to see who was the leader. God was gonna.
Oh, it's gonna be Aaron.
Because he was reaffirming that Aaron was
He's the successor.
Yeah.
Got it.
So then the water part is when God tells Moses to speak onto the rock so that the water can come out. But in his frustration, Moses strikes the rock. The water still comes out, but Moses disobeys.
He pays dearly for that too.
Yeah. So now he will not go into the promised land.
You skipped like 4 chapters.
I was asking I was like, dang, only one mistake and he was cut.
I think at this point, God's like frustrated. It's like whatever.
But Moses hasn't done anything.
But I think Moses knew better.
Yes, but all these people knew better and they had all these chances.
Yeah, but Moses is he's held to a higher standard because he's the intermediate from to the people in God.
I don't know. I just thought it was, dang, just one thing.
So what did I skip?
You skipped the staff. That was before the water.
Well, just that and the duties of the priest.
The duties really doesn't matter. And
There's only one.
yeah. Well, the cleansing of the water. Okay.
More laws, basically.
Yeah.
That was a tough chapter.
So Moses and Aaron are not going to see the promised land.
He'll see it from afar, but he won't go in.
Well, I mean, they were basically there.
You were 3 years shy of it?
Yeah, because they skip like 30-something years in here.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Right.
skip, but they don't like mention what happened.
It's probably more
It's the same thing. Yeah.
Them complaining and yeah. So then they get to the Edomites. They tell them, "Hey, we want to pass through your land. We don't want to take anything.
Oh, that's right.
So just let us through." And they're like, "Nope." So they had to go the long way
All
around.
the way around.
Mm-hmm.
But it's smart. I mean, that they're avoiding like war or like fighting.
No, it's more of I think they were afraid of them. They didn't want them to mess with their stuff because I mean, you let someone through in those times, you don't know if they're gonna go and take your land or take your stuff and fight you. So if they're asking you if they can go through, just no, go the other way.
Go the long
Just
way.
avoid everything.
Conflict. Yeah. And then Aaron dies.
Aaron dies, and then Eliezer takes over.
His son.
And then all the people that doubted on the way to go around the city, and they started going impatient, so God sent a bunch of snakes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah. The brown snake.
So a bunch of people died, right?
Yeah.
But then what do you say
To make a snake and put it up on a pole.
Mm-hmm.
and whoever looks at it can be healed.
Mhm.
Isn't that the oddest thing?
Yeah, God tells them no idols, but here, create an idol. Well, I don't know.
It wasn't an idol. Because they weren't worshiping it
Eventually they did.
Yeah, they started to.
In the
Oh,
future, you're gonna notice they did.
later.
They called it forgot what they called it, but they called it something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just weird. Like it feels like God did like the what they call the meats and the purgings. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you lay the law down, you can never go back, but you can like remember at one point. This is like in the future when they try to go with Ruth when they try to go and destroy the city, and he gives a command, and he goes, "I can't overdo the command, but I can just send you more people to fight for you," or something like that. I'm just kind of, you know what I mean. And on this, it's like God just didn't take away the snakes, which he could have, but he just put something else. Like instead of just saying like he already did something, and instead of taking it away, he still kept it, but he had just a solution for it. It's just weird. Like he could have just easily just taken it away had he put it in it.
I think he was being petty. Because I mean, that's what they did, right? That's what the older generation did. They was worship the Egyptian idols. So it was, oh, so now you're complaining. So now here's some snakes, and the only way you're gonna get rid of them is if you worship this. Not worship, but if you look at this idol, not idol, but the statue. So it's like I think it's a petty thing. It's something I would do.
Well, it's just something I guess because they're gonna get bit, so that's so you're still gonna feel the pain, but you're not gonna die. Like you're gonna feel the pain, but you're not dead, pretty much.
I think some of them died from the snake bites.
Well, that's
All
what I'm
of them
saying.
died.
Like, but when you have the staff, it was for you won't die.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're gonna still feel the pain because if you get bit, but you go to the statue, it's gonna go away, but you still felt the pain.
True.
So it's one of those things that I guess it's still a reminder I guess, or maybe God wanted to remind him, like the snakes are still there, God's still here. Instead of just taking them away, and they're still gonna be complaining, maybe somehow to put it where I'm still here, or I don't know, something like that.
What do you think God does today when we doubt? Obviously, He doesn't send snakes when we doubt now. But what do you think He
Well-
does? Like puts you in a traffic jam or something?
He proves you wrong.
Gives you all the red lights.
Yeah, I can see it.
So God's still petty. Great.
I don't know what to call it petty, but
So what do you describe that behavior as?
he's the creator of the universe. He can do whatever he wants.
So he's petty.
That's not petty.
So if I did it, was petty, but if God does it, it's not petty?
Yeah, because we do it at
That's a
mile
double
10.
standard.
No, because we do it at mile 10. God does it as a
He intended to do that.
yeah.
So that's petty.
I don't know.
You don't want to offend God. Really?
Well, no, I just think he's.
I'm just messing with you.
I know.
I think he's still
Your
petty.
breaking manual.
I think he's still petty. So then, moving right along. They are denied passage, right? So, we get to Balak. Or did I skip anything?
No.
So we get to Balak. So he knows that. So he sees the Israelites, right, coming up to the edge of the city. Or to his, city, whatever. And so he's heard things about them, right? Because he already knows that some of the kingdoms they've taken over, and they've actually during that time have been taking land and settling there. And so they know that there are these people out here who are wherever they come to, they for some reason take over the land. So this guy Balak is scared that he's going to get taken over as well. So he calls on
No, it's Balaam.
Balak.
Balaam. No, Balak is the one he calls.
No,
right?
Balak is the king, and then Balaam.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He's the one, the sorcerer.
Yeah, they call him.
That's right. So basically, Balak hires Balaam. Balak hires Balaam to go and curse them, right? Curse the Israelites.
Well, he tries to hire him, but he's like, yeah. The thing about that God is that you don't mess with that guy, so I'm not gonna go and do something that he doesn't want me to do.
Balaam kind of is interesting, right? Like he believes in God, but he doesn't. He's like wishy-washy. He's like
Like some
Yeah.
believe in them.
What?
just all of humanity. Because I don't know, I just thought it was interesting. Yeah, he's wishy-washy. That's a good word.
But at least I think he has both the fear of God and fear physically of God. Because even though he's like a wishy-washy magician type, whatever, sorcerer, whatever, he's still like, he knows who God is. And he goes, yeah, I don't mess with anything that, if it's under his thing, I'm not going to do anything, because I know that he's no one to
messing
mess
around.
with. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think like the king's guard or whatever, or the prince, right? The prince of Balak, they go to Balaam to see if he can come and curse the people. And he's like, nah, you know what? Let me talk to God and see what he wants me to do. And he's like, nope, you're not going anywhere. So, hey, God told me no, so bye.
Yeah, and then his donkey, remember?
Well, hold on, because then they go back to Balak, right? And he goes, what do you mean he didn't want to come? You know what? Offer him this money, this whatever he wants to come and do this. So they go back to him and they ask him again, like, hey, we'll give you money, we'll give you whatever. He goes, probably not. But he goes, let me talk to God one more time to see what he says. And then if he says yes, then we'll go. So finally, God was like, all right, just go with them. But you're going to follow my instructions. You're not going to do anything else. And so Balaam tells the prince, right? He goes, all right, he told me to go. So let's go and let's do this. And so he's thinking that he's going to
Curse them.
Yeah, he's gonna curse them because that's
Yeah.
what they went to go do, and so so I assume it's Jesus, right, the Son of God, who stands in front of him, and then the donkey.
No. God. TV.
It says, then the angel of the Lord. So isn't that Jesus?
Yeah, it's Jesus. So
And the donkey keeps like it gets
keeps
narrow, and so he's obviously trying to get close, and but Balaam keeps like hits him like, oh, get out, get out. And then the donkey's like, what did he say? He's like, what have I done to you to make you beat me these 3 times? I'm like, donkey. He can
Is that
talk.
what Whiskey saying?
No, imagine. And then Balaam answered him, "You have made a fool of me. If only I had a sword in my hand, I would kill you right now."
Uh-huh.
Then eventually God opens his eyes
Mm-hmm.
to see the angel standing right there.
Yeah, and it opened his eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing with his sword drawn. So he bowed low and fell face down.
That's interesting. Reminds me of Shrek.
donkey.
Yeah, the talking donkey. That's what it reminds me of.
So God, what is the Son of God, right? Or
Angel of
Angel of
the
the
Lord.
Mm-hmm.
he tells him exactly what he's gonna do. He's not gonna curse anybody. He's gonna
Bless the people.
bless the people. So finally they get there, right? He meets Balak and he tells Balaam, hey, so see those people right there? Yeah, them right there. Curse them. And he goes, so when he tries to go and speak, he's like, all he can say is are blessings. Like as much as he would want to say anything else or what Balak told him to say, he's like, nope, I can only speak blessings. So then Balak is like, well, what if we offer some sacrifices to your God? Maybe that'll please him. Maybe we can get set up 7 altars, 7 rams, and hopefully this sacrifice will please your God. And maybe you can curse the people. But then again, he goes, and then Balaam is like, all right, let me go up there, see what he says.
Go talk to my boss.
And so, yeah, he goes up there again, and he just keeps on blessing him. And so I think he goes back one more time, right?
Yeah, he goes twice.
And then, yeah. So finally, he gives up, and he gives up on trying to curse them.
No, he goes up 3 times.
Well, there's 6 messages. 5th message, 6th message,
Well, the cool thing about
7th. Sorry.
no, I said the cool thing about Balaam, I guess he keeps asking God instead of making his own decisions. You know, every time he says it, I just thought about this right now because I remember. I don't know if it's the next ones or after. Remember about that other one, the prophet of God. He goes to talk to somebody. He says, "Don't talk to nobody," and he doesn't listen, and then he dies. But like Balaam, every single time he wants to do something, he doesn't just do it. He just says, "I'm gonna go talk to God first," even though he doesn't want to, or he wants to do what he wants. I'm pretty sure he wanted the money and all that. He wants all that, but he goes, "Let me go talk to God."
Smart.
And every single time, he's always saying, "Let me talk to God."
But that comes from somewhere because you don't just decide that this God is going to be the one I fear. I think he has experience with God before. That's why he fears him. That's why I think there's that respect to where he has to go ask him because he's done it before where he does it and something bad happened. Because you just don't do something like someone pays you to do. You do it because they pay you. So the only reason why you wouldn't do it is because you've had some sort of experience saying that this doesn't work or there's some retaliation.
Yeah.
That's how it reads. He must have had some experience with dealing with God before.
I guess. I keep saying, I keep thinking of the one in the later on in the passages. If you know what I'm talking about, I don't know if we read it or it's going to be future about that prophet where God
Is that the
told him-
one that gets eaten by a lion or something?
Yeah. And
Yeah, I
then-
don't think we're there yet.
No, well, but you know what I mean, right? Because he says the another guy told him, another prophet says, well, he says, prophet, well, God told me, and he doesn't even go ask God.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like things like that. This other guy keeps
Yeah, because
asking.
after
God.
he already had to give him instructions,
Yeah.
he believed some guy that said, "Oh, but God told me to tell you," and without confirming.
Yeah, instead of being like him, being like, let me go ask God and
Right.
then see what he says. It's just kind of interesting. I guess I never thought about it until right now. But the other one, I'm like, well, why would he do that? And then now it's just maybe because God just wants him to, keep asking or believe God.
All right. So Balaam doesn't do anything, so Balak just sends him away. But I think later on we find out that there was another way that Balak tried to infiltrate the Israelites. So he sends women to go and sleep with the men of Israel.
Moabites.
Yeah.
You're ahead.
That's already. Oh, that's the week after.
Well, thank you for joining us today.
So yes, we find out that the Balak sends women to infiltrate, and they bring idols too. And so, in the same passage, they find out that these women were infiltrated the Israelites, right? And so God brings another plague, and for their idolatry, 24,000 Israelites die.
Mm-hmm.
But I think God knew this too, because he knows everything, right? He sees everything in the timeline. So he knows that he needs to get rid of this older generation because they were doubters.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is how it's happening, because, I mean, he wants to get the second generation in. So I think that's pretty much how it ends.
Well, thank you for joining us today. This podcast. We'll see you next week. Thank you.